Good morning. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And here's Rory with the announcements.
Good morning, St. Johnsbury Academy. Today is Thursday, November 3rd, and it is a green day. The Fallen College has a visit today. Savannah College of Art and Design. Please see Naviance for all details. Friday tournaments are back. That's right, tomorrow, right after school in the field house, there'll be an indoor soccer tournament. Stop by Student Life today to register your team of 5 players. $5 entry fee and cash prizes for the winner. Attention writer's block. We will meet today in the library at 3:30 for Jasper Craven's talk about writing. We'll take attendance there. Next week, we'll be back in Ranger 110. Attention musicians. Friday is the last day to sign up for the district's music festival on the band room door. See Mr. Rowe with any questions. International students. The registration deadline for the December 10th TOEFL is November 17th. Any student needing to take the December 10th TOEFL should stop by the guidance office to register with Mrs. McCaffrey. Knitting Club is canceled this week, but we'll see you next Thursday. The Meditation Club will meet at 3:30 this afternoon in Newell Hall 10. Come cultivate your inner calm. Beginner meditators are welcome. The American Ballet Theater Studio Company will perform Sunday, November 13th at 7 p.m. at the Linden Institute Auditorium. The American Ballet Theater is considered one of the greatest dance companies in the world, revered as a living national treasure since its founding in 1939. The studio company is a touring company of young professionals in training for the American Ballet Theater. Performances feature a mixture program of classical excerpts and new works. Tickets for 18-year-old students and younger are $15. Tickets are available at Catamount Arts on Eastern Avenue here in St. Johnsbury and at the door in Linden Sunday evening. Please check with Ms. Harabi in Morse 101 if you have any questions or would like more information. Happy birthday today to Brady Olden, Greer Kennedy, Aiden Marcotte, and a special happy birthday to Ileana Valadakis. Happy birthday. That's all, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Rory. Good morning. Happy Thursday. I want to thank Addie Chandler for her talk yesterday, which I'm thankful that we've recorded because I was able to watch it and to hear the ovation that you all gave her, and see that when she asked you to stand with her, you stood. Some folks felt pretty strongly that the 9th graders should also hear Addie's talk, so I believe she's over in South Church this morning speaking to them. So as I said on Monday, I see these stories that we're hearing from our brave colleagues as weights in the balance, the Fairbanks scale, weights in the balance that counteract those forces that try to separate us so persistently. Telling stories is something that our guest today began learning to do here at St. Johnsbury Academy. Learning how to write and tell a compelling story has created a path for Jasper Craven into some of the most influential spaces in journalism and into a brilliant career. Mrs. McKenzie was one of his teachers here and is still teaching students how to find their voices as writers. So I'm pleased now to invite one of those students, Paxton Smith, to introduce Mr. Craven to you. Please welcome Paxton to the stage.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Paxton Smith. I'm a senior here at the Academy, and today I have the privilege of being able to introduce Mr. Jasper Craven to you. So, Mr. Craven, he is a Northeast Kingdom native from Peachum, Vermont, and he graduated from the Academy from the class of 2011, and now he works as a freelance investigative journalist. So he covers all sorts of different topics, wacky to serious to local issues, state issues, federal issues, international issues. He really does it all. He looks at things like political stories, stories about veterans in the military, even things, I read a good one the other day about cryptocurrency. That one was pretty good. And I mean, every single article I've read thus far from his, I think is quite interesting. I can almost guarantee you that you will find something that you like somewhere from something that he's done. I would encourage all of you after chapel to just do a quick Google search on him and read one of his articles. His knack for investigative journalism, combined with his skilled writing style, allows all of his articles to be very interesting, and they've been published in a number of different news outlets, including The Intercept, The Atlantic, The Chicago Tribune, Boston Globe, and the New York Times. He was also a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize a few years ago. He worked on a project that got that. And he also just co-authored a book about veterans and some of the issues they face now. So, if you're not already intrigued by hearing all that, which I hope that you all are, I would encourage all of you to obviously listen to what he has to say right now, but also, if you want to learn more about him, which I highly encourage all of you to do, I'm inviting all of you to come to the library fireside today at 3:30 so he can talk more about some of his experiences and share some stories he has to tell. Everyone should come listen. There will also be refreshments if that doesn't entice you enough. So I'm just going to leave all you guys with a quick rhetorical here, I guess. Do you all like to hear interesting stories? Okay. And do you like to drink apple cider? Okay. Then everyone should come to the library fireside today at 3:30 after school, and I don't want to take any more of his time, so let's all introduce Jasper Craven.
Hello, everybody. A lot of apple cider fans in the crowd. Not many story fans in the crowd. I get it. I have a short presentation for you all, and I hope it works. Otherwise, we're in a lot of trouble. There we go. How's everybody doing? Good? Yeah? Groovy? Chill? Awesome? All right. So, I guess my face has sort of been plastered around campus for this fireside chat, and I'm sure you're all very impressed by this photo, yeah? Very professional, very cool, suave, even. But the truth is that once I was an awkward high school teen at St. Johnsbury Academy. Here I am eating lunch in Streeter Hall. Here I am goofing off in Mr. Rain's AP Euro class. Here's me and David Baker. Yeah, we were pretty cool. I'm here to talk about curiosity, because curiosity is sort of the bread and butter of journalism. It's sort of like being a detective. You get to follow a tip down, chase leads, ask people questions, and learn more about, all manner of topics. I mostly cover veterans issues now, but I've covered everything. I've covered issues in St. Johnsbury. I've covered Bernie Sanders, Patrick Leahy in the congressional delegation. I've covered cryptocurrency. I really love curiosity, and I think that it's something that we should all nurture inside of ourselves. Now, some say that curiosity killed the cat. And what they mean there, I think, is that, no one should be too nosy. People shouldn't sort of chase down something that could get them in trouble or reveal an inconvenient truth, that people should sort of stay to themselves, mind their own business, get out of the way. It is true that a spirit of inquiry can get you in trouble if you go too far. I'm just going to show a quick video. This was me, I think in 8th grade. I was a snowboarder, and I thought, what would happen if I snowboarded off my household cliff and did a cool jump? I was really curious to film it, to get a cool shot, to look good, and, be famous, really. And here, I think, is a case where my curiosity landed me in a bit of trouble. So let's just watch this for a moment. Now, in that case, clearly should have probably prepared a bit beforehand. Should have figured out that there was no actual way for me to get off that cliff unscathed, and, really didn't think that one through. But I think in general, curiosity is very important. And, there are, one must not be passive in life. One should not be uninterested in the things around them. One should not be asleep at the wheel. We need to be engaging with the people around us, with our friends, with our teachers, with our families, asking questions, following paths that inspire us. And, we are all here in a rural part of Vermont. As a child, I sometimes thought it was boring that there wasn't a lot to do in St. Johnsbury and its environs, but it's, the truth is that there's lots of interesting history here, lots of interesting questions to ask, such as, how did the Fairbanks family build the world's best platform scales? Or, when did St. Johnsbury become the maple capital of the world? Or, why can't Linden Institute win a football game? Come on, baby! Hey, go Toppers! Our strong band can never be broken. All right. So I graduated from the academy in 2011. I went to Boston University and I studied journalism. I was always interested in being a reporter, and that interest of mine was actually nurtured here at the academy by many teachers, as well as at the Caledonian Record. I wrote a very cheesy column called A Teen's Time to Talk. Very alliterative, great part about writing. Really loved that. And, after I graduated St. Johnsbury Academy, I interned at the Boston Globe. I worked on an investigation there for the Spotlight team about the off-campus slumlord housing market and sort of illegal residences that were leading, in some cases, to death and other sort of unhealthy conditions. And, I left the Northeast Kingdom really eager for like a big city life, for wild adventures, to sort of get out of this place, this 500-person town, Peacham, that I had felt sort of cooped up in for much of my life. And, I tried to sort of let this curiosity lead me into strange situations so that I could write about it. And I'll give you one quick example. This is a cryptocurrency story that was mentioned earlier. About, I guess, a year ago, last October, I was at a friend's birthday party in New York City, and my girlfriend of 7 years had just left me. I was very sad. I didn't know what to do with my life, and I saw these two people come into the birthday party, and they really stood out. One of them had a wizard's beard and a blue ring pop on his finger. His tongue was stained blue from the ring pop, and he was a very strange fellow. He was accompanied by another colleague who had a custom-made Thor hammer with ancient markings. And together, they basically explained to me that they were running a crypto-fueled metaverse that was supposed to supplant Meta, the new Facebook initiative by Mark Zuckerberg. And the reason they were in New York is they had taken this giant gorilla statue to Wall Street, put it in front of the bull there, covered it in 10,000 bananas, and sort of pulled off a stunt that went viral on Reddit and CNN to sort of point out that Wall Street was bananas, cryptocurrency was the future, yada, yada, yada. Very, very interesting fellows. We spoke for a while. I never thought I'd see them again, but I got their number in case, it would help out for a future story. And a few days later, I got a text from them, and it said, "How would you like $5,000 cash and the opportunity to mint yourself into meme history?" That led to me hauling this massive gorilla from Brooklyn, New York to Facebook headquarters over 72 hours to drop it right here at Facebook headquarters and put 10,000 bananas on the Facebook sign. And I got into car crashes. And it was one of the strangest experiences of my life. Oh. The point I'm trying to make is that had I not sort of embraced the weirdness of the moment, had I not asked these people questions, I never would have traveled cross country. I never would have been able to drop 10,000 bananas at the Facebook headquarters, and I would not have been able to make $5,000 cash. So I conditioned these muscles at St. Johnsbury Academy, and you all should too. When I talk to people about my high school experience, I hear a lot about how people sort of fall into their own cliques in high school, and clearly that's what we see, in many like film depictions of high school life. But one thing that always really stood out when I was at the academy is how there would be so much cross-pollination between all sorts of kids, We have an incredible international population here in the middle of, white rural Vermont, and I just have so many fond memories of cross-pollination, speaking to kids from other countries, hearing about their ways of life, introducing them to our ways of life. And I really think that is one of the real gems about the academy, is that there are all of these opportunities to learn about other cultures, other people, and it can be easy to fall into your own cliques, for the rednecks to hang by their trucks after work in the parking lot, and for the theater kids to come in here and sing their hearts out, and that's all really important too, to find community. But I would just urge you all to sort of break out of those cliques when you can, because it's really a lot of fun. So, look at that guy. As part of this, I would also suggest that you all ask your teachers good questions and dumb questions. As a journalist, I often go into a situation cold. I do not know anything about a topic, and I have to ask very basic questions. And it can feel uncomfortable to do that because, we all want to sort of pretend and pose and, project that we're very well versed in all manner of topics. Sometimes that can get us into trouble. I think there's sort of a temptation now for people to sort of proclaim things that they're not always totally well schooled on. And, another beautiful thing about the academy is that the staff here is so incredibly passionate about the subjects that they teach. And they want you to ask questions, and they want to introduce you to new concepts, and they want to engage with you in the same way that students should be curious about their subjects. All of the teachers here and the staff and the administrators are curious about you too. They want to find out who you are. They want to find specific interests and nurture those. And, I can't even really begin to describe all of the people at this school who have had an impression on my life. I mean, I was sort of grade-wise always better in English and history, and I count so many people in those departments who really fed my passions and helped me. But, I also had teachers in math and science who really sort of found strains of those subjects and allowed me to sort of explore that, and they brought a passion to their teaching that really was contagious and made me want to learn and made me want to sort of engage with them on that level. I think that's really important, and especially after COVID, when so much teaching was behind a screen, and that sort of like tactile engagement in class was unable to happen. I just want to really stress how important that is. And even in the moment, if it doesn't feel like it's that important, I just have so many memories now looking back from all of my classes. I mean, I learned how to use a film camera at the academy. I learned about biology. I was able to fall in love with exercise, get some of that chubby weight off in later years, thanks to Ms. Hemond. It was really just an incredible experience that shaped me and continues to do so. Again, I can't fully sort of tick off all of the names of teachers and administrators here who helped me. I do want to give a special shout out, though, to Jerry Prevost, who passed recently. And Jerry was an incredibly contagious, warm presence in my life. He actually, before I even got to the academy, when he took a sabbatical, he directed Annie at a number of middle schools. And I was super eager to be Daddy Warbucks, but I had this big mushroom top haircut, and I was going against a guy who had shaved his head to be Daddy Warbucks. But Jerry Prevost gave the role to me, and I wore a very ill-fitting bald cap. But Jerry really sort of, helped nurture my love of the stage, of theater, and I really miss him. And, he's just sort of one of the many people who've had a deep imprint on my life. So just to reiterate, love your teachers, engage with them, have a dialogue. It'll really benefit you in the long run. I guess the final thing I would say is, again, I left the academy thinking that, St. J was too little, too boring. I wanted to go to Boston. I wanted to go to New York. These were sort of the places that seemed interesting to me. And, clearly there's a lot of incredible stuff happening in those places. I live in Brooklyn now, and I really love it. And you just sort of, you see people of all shapes and sizes and backgrounds, sort of constantly, and it's really stimulating. But, something that I've also come to realize in the years since I've graduated the academy is just how important and beautiful and textured this community is. And I guess I would just urge you all to embrace that as well. There's something really special about a community this size because everyone sort of knows each other and everyone sort of has to participate in the community together to make it strong, to make it vibrant. People play their roles in this community, and it sometimes goes unnoticed, but there's all sorts of fascinating people here at the school, running the businesses, helping find a direction for the town and pushing it forward. So I would just urge you all to, appreciate that. Again, it can be easy to be like, I'm sick of this one-horse town, I want out, but there's just so much incredible nature to appreciate here. There's a lot of incredible people, and I come back all of the time and just constantly find myself finding new avenues to explore, new people to meet, new stories to tell. So the final slide is just me looking silly, and it may not work. But, wait a second. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jasper. Very cool. Nice to see David Baker, too, as a young man. Thank you so much. And again, Jasper Craven will be in the library in the fireside room today at 3:30. All right, off into our days. Faculty,